Good morning. This is Ken Long from the middle of Kansas with my true storytelling debriefing from the workshop of August 31st, 2020, session 2 of the True Storytelling to End Racism project. And that's my contact information. This is what I learned today. We worked with the roots, branches, and leaves model. And the explanation, which I found very useful, was this notion that we have deep roots that are connected to powerful ideas that we've inherited from nature, nurture, our culture, and our own reflective experience, and that these deep roots lead inevitably to the actions that we take in the moment. The effective structures in our lives that we've experienced shape the energy that comes from those roots into the various leaves, which are outward manifestations of this connection all the way back to our roots. And so the ideas that I've been exposed to, channeled by these branches, these structures and organizations, lead me to behave in certain ways, which can be thought of as symptoms or manifestations. So how I behave in clubs, in classes, in parties, reunions, in public, with my family, with friends. All of these are social situations in which we are living in the environment, living in the ecosystem. Things happen and we act on them. If we are swept along by this connection, then we are reactors to the environment that we've grown up in. But can we develop new growth of new roots through intentional action? The model that sprang into my mind from today's exchange of stories was this idea of a large ecosystem environment, and that at the boundary of my awareness, I have some kind of situational awareness that I can see, feel, hear, and sense. And that when something happens inside there, my sense-making apparatus, informed by these deep roots of nature and nurture, works to make sense of what's going on and my role in it. And then there's a flash of recognition. We saw that in a lot of our exchange of stories today, where some stroke of lightning, some shock of awareness said, this is this kind of a situation, this kind of a story. And then that triggered responses like, in these situations I have a certain threshold or a trigger for action, much like a neuron fires, and that the actions that I can take are informed by the choices that I think I have, which is shaped by this previous experience of roots, branches, and leaves. And that at some point I am moved to act. Some social calculus happens. At some point I'm gathering information or waiting for more information until I'm compelled, I'm triggered into action. So what can we do about that? So the roots, branches, and leaves model spoke to me again, that maybe I have some kind of inner space, a mind theater in which I'm visualizing past, present, and future, and my role inside of it, informed by these deep roots. And then something comes to my attention, that flash of awareness inside this inner space. And we explore the idea of externalizing that problematic issue, creating a character. And then that character is something we can engage. It becomes something that is the basis for change. We're naming that dragon. And we're learning techniques on how to restory with true storytelling methods and principles to be able to take that character and convert that energy into something good. That energy is going to go somewhere. That intention is going to go somewhere. So what can we do with restoring so that what was a problem can be externalized and named and dealt with, and then maybe we can create some kind of positive resolution or transformation that now turns that into something productive and useful. And in that way, we're exercising our choices about how to respond in these externalities in order to shape new growth in our roots, to change some of that legacy that we've inherited, to become mindful and self-directed about how we decide to engage in the world. and how our actions that are taken in the moment can come back and inform and adapt and shape that ecosystem around us. Our actions have consequences. We can do something about the future one story at a time. If it took us millions of years to evolve this brain that is geared for fight or flight immediate response to a physically challenging environment, maybe what we need is more intentional choices to be able to shape our experiences over time so that we have more choices about how we decide to act and not become reactors, but we can be actors in our own play, actors in our own stories. And so these were the moments of Zen that came out of today's workshop for me. This notion of roots, branches, and leaves really resonated with the members of the workshop today, and so we thought we'd document that feeling, that awareness, those insights. So thank you so much for your kind attention, and look forward to working with you in the future